Welcome to Channel AMEC, your insight to the Australian visa system. Good day everyone, my name is Carl Young, your online YouTube visa consultant. Are you interested about migrating to Australia? Why don't you consider to subscribe to my channel and turn on a little bell on the side, so once we have all the updates and news just like today, you'll be the first one of getting all the inside notifications. Now obviously yesterday was a big day. Now apart from the Prime Minister's announcing that the 1st of December the border will be open for all the fully vaccinated travelers, and yesterday there has been a joint statement not just from the Prime Minister himself but the Minister of Immigration and also Minister for Education coming out for a lot of plans to actually get that 200,000 caps fully done. Now a lot of you probably have already seen those news, and today I would like to digest them into pieces and explains for you to understand fully and what to come and what to expect next week. Let's jump in there, have a look. Now first of all is the Minister of Media Centre from Department of Education and Skill Employment. So this is a joint statement between the Honourable Alan Tudge and also the Honourable Alex Hall, so which is who are the Ministers for Education and Ministers for Immigration. Although Alex does have a long name of Minister of Immigration, Citizenship, Migration Services and Multicultural Affairs. Wow, that is a long name. Anyway, let's have a look what the content is all about, and I believe that everybody already know about it and read about it because that was a bombarded. Now I'm sorry that I only got this out today because obviously there was too many things going on yesterday. I hadn't had a time to actually get it to you guys, but I'll make sure that you have a better and fully explained video just like today. Okay, so let's read and have a look what it is. The Morrison government introduced further targeted measure to support international education, so they're gonna splash a lot of money, 37 million available to support international education providers. So look, there has been a lot of these institutions probably going bankrupt. Now I'm not too sure whether this could actually save their life. Anyway, I hope they will have good opportunities for the coming 2022. So continue on the new setting and extend measure to protect the post-study work rights of international students while extending temporary graduate visa. Now this is big because the extended graduate visa will allow a graduate to actually have more time to spend in Australia and obviously to work. So from 2 to 3 years for master by coursework graduates, and also I think from 1.5 to 2 years for the vet graduates. And the Minister of the Education, Alan Tudge, also mentioned in regards to they need the rapid return of international students. Now bear in mind, although it's exciting news, but safety and health concern, you still need to take that consider while you're traveling internationally. Okay, so this is just to extension innovation grant to help the English language provider. So if you are or you got friends who have a language center teaching English, ring the government and get those money. The changes target to only support international students, but are also crucial component for the economy recovery. I think this is the big thing. They always hide things in the middle of no one actually care or actually read about. It's actually another sign that the economy of Australia is struggling due to pandemic. So obviously they want these international student and migrant back as soon as possible, despite there are still some locals concerning that the migrant will take up their jobs and things like that. But look, if this doesn't if there is no migrant coming back, the economy for the plan of the future of Australia will actually suffer a lot. Okay, I'm not going to go through with the package of how much money that the government is going to splash to the education sector, but you may have a look and you can find this open public statements your own. But the detail here I wanted to share is this. Okay, now let's read. temporary graduate 485 visa holders who have been unable to travel to Australia. So, meaning that you're overseas at the moment as a result of COVID-19 international border restriction, will be able to apply a replacement visa. So, who can do this while you have been affected, not able to apply for 485 visa, or you have already? I'm sorry. It's for people who had applied for 485 visa but unable to arrive at the time. Okay, so if you decided not back then, not even lodge and apply for 485 visa, then you lost this opportunity. So this is only for 485 visa holders. Okay, this will allow current and former. So if you hold a 485 visa, probably you only got 3 months left. Now great, reapply again, they're gonna give you back another one. Okay, this will allow current and former temporary graduate 485 visa holder who had expired on or after 1st of February 2020 to reapply for a new one. Okay, in addition, okay, if you have done a master by coursework graduate matching with master by research, you will get 3 years of the 485 visa, which is great. You got 1 more year. Okay, but and if you have done vets courses, that's like, cookery, childcare services, the automatic mechanics, usually you get 1.5. Now you get 2 years of graduate temporary graduate visa. This new visa setting will extend existing measure of student temporary graduate to recognize a span offshore, counting towards qualifying temporary graduate visa. So if you have studied bachelor, I'm sorry, you probably won't be able to get that. You still get that 2 years. Now, a lot of people ask if I had, would this continue if I want to meet the criteria for second 485 visa? Yes, of course. So once you get that 3-year 485 visa and you continue to stay in regional area, you can actually get 1 more year, so you get 4 years if that's the case there. Now this is obviously on the news as well. Let's have a look. This is from SBS. So replacement temporary graduate visa offered to start the brawl. So concerning many 485 visa holder locked out of Australia, so they got their visa but they cannot come back, or their visa expired during pandemic, so you can reapply. And the content is the same, so the detail here is allowing. So federal government announced changes Thursday. Not too sure why they picked Thursday. Usually they do it on a Friday. So anyway, I wasn't prepared on this. But anyway, if you're a former or current 485 visa, again, expire on or after 1st of Feb 2020, which is February last year, you can actually reapply and get those newly visa. And they are SBS News understand there are 30,000 people, so obviously there are a lot. Now about the fees, I think it's gonna be free, just like those student visa required to extend due to pandemic. It's gonna be free as well. So I don't think they will, and I don't think if the government is offering this, they're not looking to actually make 1 more visa charges on this one. So this is good news. Now let's move on to the next thing that I wanted to share with you and have a look around. This is another statement. So it was a rather busy Thursday. So Thursday 25th of November. So what did the Minister of Immigration said again? So Alex is there with the title "Visa Changes Support Reopening Australia and Our Economy Recovery." So it seems to be the same, but the content is different. Let's read. So again, the Morrison government is making easier for the highly skilled migrants to remain in Australia. So obviously, this is due to COVID. Eligible skilled worker already in Australia will continue to support local business, recognize economy value added, change of complement, so blah blah blah. Now, who are the affected visa holders? If you have your 482 visa, even in the short-term stream, okay, and the legacy 457, who no longer meets age requirement, there's a special concession recognizing those highly skilled migrant workers for the pathways to what? Permanent resident? Let's have a look. There are currently about 20,000 primary temporary skill shortage and 457 visa holder who are benefit of those arrangements, and those workers employed in highly skilled occupation. Now, depends how highly, but as long as you got those visas, they call them highly skilled. Okay, so these are for the 482 and 457. So the for the recovery and pathway to Australian citizenship. Now, I was looking for the word permanent resident, but they indicated straight away to Australian citizen. I'm not too sure how this will work, but it doesn't indicate detail. But I'm sure the detail will be out there. Currently, about 20,000 of these visa holders in Australia. So again, I think they're copying what the New Zealand had done for those 160 plus thousands of workers in New Zealand. Now let's continue read on. The government will extend visa for skilled regional. This is 489, 491, 494 in recognition of those cohort adverse affected by COVID. Current and expired visa regional provisional visa will be extended again. So that will be, I think the drill will be the same as how they did it for 485. Provide additional time, meet regional work requirement. There are currently about 9,000 of them, so not too many because they haven't granted anyone during these 2 years. And these visa holders can enter Australia from 1st December, which is going to be next week. In recognize of ongoing border arrangement, the government will also extend further 6 months visa, extend by a further 6 months visa application charge waiver for new visitor visa application overseas where their visa expired. So obviously you get, if you're a traveler, I'm not too sure how many of these people will still be there because for 2 years you cannot even enter Australia, and the electronic traveling visa facility was shut down. I'm not too sure whether these people must be those visitor visa holders actually got granted right before pandemic hit. So anyway, I don't think that's going to be many. The measure will support tourism industry. There's another news coming out for this one, so bear in mind with me and continue to go on. This video is going to be a little bit longer. So the government announced those measure for international student graduate boost the education industry, allowing temporary graduate visa holder. That's what we had just said about increasing length for graduate, and also simplifying requirement temporary graduate for vets, extending the measures for the graduate. So that's exactly what we had said about. So apart from all that, so the 482 and 457 visa holders originally with the short term, okay, and the 457, they were not eligible for pathway to permanent residency, but now the government is looking to pave a way to allow them to even become Australian citizen. Not even where do you apply straight from 482 and 457 to Australian citizenship? Not too sure how that would go, but I'm pretty sure in the middle of that will be 186 somewhere. But let's wait for the actual law to be announced, which is going to be very soon anyway. And there's an extension on the 491 and 494 visa. Now, this is also on the news. I'm not too sure why different media. I'll pick different media for different news. There's just too many of them. So visa changes to help 200,000 foreign workers stay longer. So again, it's talking about the discontinued 457 visa. And this is actually nothing to do with Alan Tudge. I'm not too sure why they use Alan's photo there. Should be Alex there. And the 482 visa holder with a short term, originally you were not able to pathway to permanent resident. Now they are looking for a way to so what do we read here? So previously temporary visa holder were not restricted to 2 year stay and without pathway permanent resident. Measure should provide some modest, and they are now able to not just permanent resident, they can go all the way to citizen. I'm not too sure how that will work, but anyway, let's wait for the law to come out and also talk about the 485. So I'm not gonna go through that again. So there's a news, you can have a read, you can Google and find this one. Now, last but not least, now this is another explanatory statement So yeah, we was rather busy yesterday. What is this all about? It's about sub-regulation 2.12 AIM. Now, what is that? I've actually digged it out and show you here. So 2.12 AIM, where is it? Ooh, okay, right there. Here. You see that? It's actually quite tiny. Let me magnify that a little bit so you can read that properly. So although the word is quite small, but I'll read it out. So Regulation 2.12 AIM, with the title Priority Consideration of Certain Visa Application on Request. So what are the priority given? Exciting. It's actually the tourist visa, the visitor visa for the 600 visa. So as you can see down here, there's a lot of legal jargons. Let's just avoid them, because even if I read it out, I'm not too sure any of you will actually understand it. But it's actually for visa, particular visa and holder of a passport. But obviously, number 6 is for the sole purpose. The instrument specifies circumstances of visitor visa application are for subclass 600 visa in tourist stream and business visa stream, and that will be prioritized. That means coming, I believe I've checked it in the system that today the electronic travel the system was still unable to actually do anything, but I think this will be activated on the 1st of December. So the instrument updates arrangement department where provide non-internet form could be used to make requests of priority consideration. I'm not too sure how that will work. I thought using electronic or digital will be much quicker, but I think for some nations or regions, paperwork could actually work easier, for probably going through a travel agency. So that's what it's all about. So the priority consideration, it's actually invoke the 2.12 M7, which goes to right here. Minister May by legislation specify matter sub-regulation 2 and 5. The 2 is for applicant making visa request under regulation only. So that's for the tourist visa, and 5 is a request made mentioned in 3B, which is approved by minister. So anyway, that's sometimes I get crazy reading through all of these regulations. You can see you jumping from there down here and jumping it back. Not too sure why don't they just spell out in the right sequence. But anyway, they are prioritization given out for tourist visa, visitor visa. So it's good. Also mean that the government of Australia is eagerly wanting the tourists to come by, and also that also shows on the actual Aussie currency. It's actually dropping. It's giving a meaning for the travelers to going into Australia with a better access, perhaps. Anyway, should you have more questions or query, more than welcome to leave a comment right down below, and I see you next video. Goodbye.